Imagine these are actually all fan accounts that I've made and I've answered them, sent in all these questions. I'm like, ah. Hi InStyle, I'm Madelaine Petsch and I'm going to be opening up some fan mail. At Sunlight Shoney. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is such a deep one to answer first. What would you say is the biggest life lesson you have learned? Oh my God, this is actually giving me a little anxiety answering this. It feels as though I have to have like the perfect answer for this, but I don't. I think today I'd say not to take yourself too seriously. I think for a long time when you first get on a TV show and everyone's looking at you and has something to say about you, it's very easy to start taking yourself very seriously. And when I stopped doing that and tried my very best to stop caring so much about what people had to say, I got a lot happier. At Sunlight Shoney. Shoney has become a fan favorite worldwide. They have stolen the hearts of so many people. How would you want their story to end? Hopefully together. But I don't write the stories, I just make them happen. I love Shoney. I think everyone on the internet knows I'm the biggest Shoney shipper. I think that Tony is perfect for Cheryl, and although they have their own, issues that they face, for the most part, they really get each other and they work. So I would like to see them together, but I don't make the rules around here. I just follow them. This is at Madelaine GIFs. GIFs? GIFs? GIFs. This is at Madelaine GIFs. I could have sworn it was GIFs. I'm sure it's with a hard G. What kind of projects would you like to take on after Riverdale ends, and who would you like to work with? I've been working on producing my own stuff, which has been really cool and even more challenging and amazing as an artist because you're even more invested in the project that you're making. And I want to keep making projects that I find firsthand and that I can develop. I also want to keep making projects that are scripts that came to me and they're ready to go, in a month or two. And I just want to play characters that I relate to, that I feel like I can get into in some way and that make me feel something. This is super weird, but one of my best friends, Vanessa, who's on the show, used to call like the first date feeling a tutu tingly, if you just use your brain for that one. And so when I read scripts, I look for the tutu tingly feeling. Like if I'm excited about the script, I finish it, I can't stop thinking about it, I'm talking to my team about it, that's the part I want to do. So I can't tell you exactly what that is or what the makeup of that is, but I can tell you it's just a feeling. At Madelaine Petsch Fashion. Yeah, I actually do know this account because they find I can post something in 3 seconds and this person knows exactly where it's from and can tag it, how much it is, maybe when I purchased it or when I wore it prior. It's pretty impressive. What's the best piece of fashion advice someone has given you? Well, I have fantastic stylists, Rob and Mariel, who encourage me to think outside of the box. I think when it comes to fashion advice, it actually came from Cheryl Blossom, the Queen of Red. And that was, my mom always told me as a kid that redheads should never wear red, orange, or pink because those would not bring out the colors in your natural colors. It would actually bring out the pinks in your skin, which you don't want. Unfortunately, my mom was wrong in that matter. I love wearing red, orange, pink. I feel more emboldened when I do now because it feels like something that you're told as a redhead not to do. So I think I'd say Cheryl Blossom gave me that. Does it ever get overwhelming being in the public eye? And if so, how do you deal with it? I think this last chunk of time where we've all been home a lot more and not going out as much allowed me the time and comfort around taking care of myself that I needed. So now it's a little bit more jarring to be in the public eye physically, like actually being places. Because there's, I got paparazzi'd at my hotel this morning, which I totally forgot even existed. Things like that. So I think there are moments where it feels violating, but I think that's a choice that I have to let myself feel violated or understand that it's kind of like the nature of my job and it's gonna happen. So I think a lot of it has to do with a shift in my mindset. And once I did that, it felt a little bit more freeing in a sense. Where now I control the narrative, it is my life. I share with the public what I want to share with the public, and it feels like now that I've taken control of that, I feel a little bit better about it. At PetchMadsX. That's me. This is what I made. Kidding. Imagine these are actually all fan accounts that I've made, and I've answered, sent in all these questions. I'm like, ah. If you had the opportunity to write an ending for Cheryl Blossom, what would that ending look like? This is a tough question to answer because as an actor, I enjoy playing her when she's going through hardship or when there's a very big challenge in her way and when she's changing, because that makes me more challenged as an artist to grow and evolve a character. But as somebody who loves Cheryl, I'd like her to end up with Tony and happy and move out of Thornhill. I think that Thornhill is a very toxic place for her to be. It brings back a lot of memories, which you'll see in the new season. There's a lot of memories that come up for her there. I think it would be really good for her to be in the relationship that I think she's supposed to be in a new environment, and happy. Can you imagine Cheryl happy? What a concept. When I first made Cheryl in the pilot, I called Roberto afterwards and was like, Cheryl's a lesbian. He was like, what? And I was like, I promise you, Roberto, Cheryl is a lesbian. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, she does not like boys. I can tell you right now. And he was like, let me roll this over. And he did, and then he called me back when we were about to shoot the season. He was like, you're right. I mean, Cheryl's coming out story was one of the most challenging things to do as an artist, but I think it was also one of the most meaningful. Would you like to have played another character in Riverdale other than Cheryl? No. Cheryl's the best. Okay, we have at Petsch Argentina. I believe my mom used to live in Argentina for a little bit. What would today's Madelaine say to young Madelaine about everything she has been through, professionally or not? Actually, I'm going to reverse this question because I think today's Madelaine has something to learn from young Madelaine, in the sense of young Madelaine had a lot less anxiety than Madelaine right now has. She had a lot less, and obviously I think that comes with what I was doing for a living, and those things kind of come with it, but young Madelaine was able to let things roll off her back more easily than I am now, and I think that if anything, I could allow some of the young Madelaine lightness back in. So there's that for you. Well, Madelaine's got some Y's as well, but we'll go with young Madelaine for now. This is at Madelaine's GIFs. We'll never know. Who invented the GIF? I'm already not enjoying this conversation. Can we find this person? Let's find this person. I want to ask the question. This is a weirdly perfect question to end on. Anything you can tease about Cheryl's storyline in season 6? What a crazy question to ask. Yes. Well, there is a really cool arc. I'm like picking my words very carefully here. Cheryl has a really cool origin story for an episode that's pretty much all about why her ancestors are the way they are, and it's really cool. So you learn a lot about Cheryl through that. And then I would say the end of the season, we have teased towards something in season 5, and into season 6, that thing comes to fruition. So if you've watched, you know what I'm talking about. And you watch her kind of explore a new side of her that she's discovering for the first time. And the first 5 episodes of the season are absolutely insane, bonkers, but so fun. We had the best time shooting them, and I think people are really going to enjoy it. It's a wild ride, and it gets very magical. It's magical. Thank you so much, InStyle. I hope you enjoyed watching me open fan mail, and I hope I answered your question. And watch season 6. It comes out soon.